All right. Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm Kate, and this is Unwind Yoga. Tonight we have a full moon, so we're doing a moon inspired Unwind Yoga. So, first thing, have some comfortable clothes on. I have a chair. If you don't have a chair handy, that's okay. I will give you directions on how to modify any poses if you don't have a chair handy. If you can grab one, that's great. If not, you can also use the couch or some bolsters and blankets and stuff like that. We can prop anything up. All right. So with all that, let's get started. So the first pose we want to do is we're going to do a supported legs up on the chair. So I'm going to bring my blanket up onto my chair because my chair is cold. So a couple of other options. You can bring the blanket under your hips if your legs are short to get up onto the chair. I'm going to drape my blanket over my chair and bring this up close to the chair. And get cozy and comfortable. All right, so I'm going to bring my arms out into a T. That's comfortable for me. You can bring your arms closer in by the body, 45, 90, whatever degree feels comfortable for you. And the reason, or actually even you could do cactus arms. That's welcome as well. All right, so the reason why we're moving the arms in a different position maybe than usual is we're going to imagine that we're drawing down the energy from the moon. So you can just bring it into the whole body or into the heart or somewhere that resonates with you. And the rest of the body is just going to soften and relax. And one of the most difficult things about being in a relaxed pose like this is what to do with the thoughts. So we're just going to acknowledge any thought that comes in. You can even say, oh, that's a thought, and then let it go on its way. Sometimes when we're trying to tamp down a thought like, oh, stop thinking that, it's going to pop back up stronger. So if we go, that's a thought, on your way. Sometimes that acceptance of the thought makes it easier. All right, so we'll just be here for a few more breaths. Just really let the earth hold you. Feel that softness of light from the moon. And let's just take 2 more breaths here. And then when we're ready to come out, a couple of different ways you can go. So you can bring your feet to the edge of the chair and just slide the chair away. Or you can roll over onto one side, pull the knees in tight, and then, provided there isn't too much in the way, coming up and into a comfortable seated position. All right, next, our next pose, and if you don't have a chair, that's fine. You can come into child's pose, which would be feet under and then down like this, or hands or head on your hands. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the chair here. So I'm going to bring my legs under and scoot up, put the blanket back here, and I'm just going to rest my forearms right here on the chair and rest my forehead on my hands. So the first pose was kind of flat on the back, so now we have a little bit of a rounded spine. So we're going to kind of go back and forth between a forward fold and a back bend. So again, just relaxing into this pose, letting go of thoughts, letting go of the breath. And if you can, if this makes sense to you, we're going to breathe into this back body here. Excuse me. So feel the expanse of the breath into the back body. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And on your next inhale, we're going to slowly come up to seated. All right, so we're going to move the chair out of the way or whatever prop that you have there. We're going to come into our Sphinx Pose. All right, so I'm going to do it lengthwise on my mat here. So we're going to come down onto the belly. Tops of the feet are flat on the mat. We want to bring that elbow under the shoulder. And we're going to get situated, get relaxed. And we're looking forward or maybe a little bit down. So whatever's comfortable for your neck. And again, we're just sinking into the pose, letting go of trying to get somewhere or do something. We're just here to be in this pose. After you've been here for a while, you might feel the body softening. The breath might lengthen, a longer inhale or a longer exhale, for both, hopefully. Let's take 3 more soft, long, smooth breaths. So that was about 3 for me. So if you need a little bit more time, that's totally fine. We're going to come into a rest pose from this, and it's going to be our alligator pose. So we're going to bring the forearms in front, stack the hands, and the forehead comes on top of the hands. Soften any muscles that you might notice had gotten tight. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you need. But when you're ready, we're going to come up to hands and knees. And we're going to do a little cat and cow. Exhale cat. Inhale, cat. All right, maybe one more here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come back down onto the back. Going back, onto the back. All right, so a couple options here. So you can stay here in knees to chest pose, or Apanasana, or wind relieving pose. Another option here is happy baby. You can grab the shins, ankles, sides of the feet, or 2 fingers around the big toes. And just hold this here and rock side to side if you like. Or if that's uncomfortable, you can always stay in knees to chest. So pick whatever is the most relaxing for you. And again, let go of the breath. Feel all of the muscles softening the face and the forehead. The breath becomes longer. And then when you're ready, if you've been in a happy baby, you're going to do a couple of moving Apanasanas here. Knees come in on the exhale, inhale, knees go out. Shins can stay parallel to the floor, or you can drop the feet. Again, whatever is most comfortable and relaxing. Next, we're going to roll over and come up to seated. And we're going to come into a little bit more of a challenge pose here. So we're going to come into, they call it swan in yin yoga, or in other yoga, they might call it a pigeon. So we're going to do a folded over, I'm going to show you with a bolster or a blanket, whatever you need prop-wise to go ahead and gather that. So let's see. There's a couple of different ways to get into it. So since we're doing kind of a relaxed evening practice here, we're going to get into it kind of an easier way here. So we're going to bring both legs out in front. And we're going to bring right foot over, and then left foot is in front of that right knee. So you can stay right here and you can fold forward. You even come to the chair if this is where you want to be. If you want to increase the level here, you're going to come up on the arms and send that, that's my left leg, back. Okay, either leg, doesn't matter. So then, option to come and fold over onto the bolster or up on the chair. If you don't want the bolster, you can come all the way down onto the floor. We don't want this to be work. We want it to be relaxing. So we want to do the one that is easy and comfortable. All right. So into your pigeon or swan. I like to think about a swan more on full moon night, that whiteness of the feathers. And again, we just want to breathe into our pose here. Finding a comfortable place for the arms. You can bring the hands under the forehead. You can reach them out in front of you. Maybe back your sides, back behind you. We're all about the options. So let's take a couple more breaths on this side, maybe 2 or 3. And if you can, maybe breathe into that back body again. And then when you're ready, we're going to come out. We're going to push it in with the hands, come up, sit over onto that side. I'm going to move that off to the side and bring both legs forward. And then going over to the other side. So I'm going to swing right leg over to the right, left foot in front of that right knee. And I'm going to come forward here and send that right leg back behind me. And bringing the bolster back in front here. Folding over onto it. And again, you can stay up. You can come down without the bolster. You can rest your head on the chair, whatever is the most comfortable for you in this beautiful swan pose. And you might find one side is way more comfortable than the other, and that's okay. That's completely normal. Just make it a notion or a what I'm noticing. So let's take 3 more breaths here. And then when you're ready to come out, we're going to bring the hands down to the floor. Slide any props out of the way. We're going to sit over onto the side, and let's bring both legs back in front. And we're going to come all the way down onto the back again, nice and slow, slower than that. And let's do a couple of legs up, arms up overhead. And then we're going to bend the knees, hands to knees. So we're relieving that stress and strain on the hips. So this is your exhale, hands to knees. Inhale, arms up, feet up. And maybe 1 or 2 more. Beautiful. Excellent. All right. So we have 2 more poses left. Our next one is legs up the wall. So a couple of options here. So you can bring your legs literally up against a wall, as long as you have like a stable, safe place to do that. If you don't have a wall handy or there's too much in the way, you can just have your legs up in the air. That's totally fine. I'm going to give you 2 more options. You can, 3 more options. You can just bring your legs up on that chair like we did at the beginning. You can bring your hips up on a blanket. So you have a little bit of an angle here. Or you can bring your hips up on a bigger pillow or bolster. I'm going to stop right here with this blanket because it feels just right for tonight. Sometimes you can go too big or too small, but we're doing Goldilocks tonight, just right. So feet comfortably up in the air. You can soften the knees a little bit. We don't want any hard joints, soften the ankles, toes open and relaxed. And jaw is relaxed. And most important, the breath is relaxed. So we'll be here for a few breaths. Just relax into it. Let reverse gravity have fun with the legs. If you were sitting or standing all day, this is a great way to unwind. So let's do 3 more breaths here. At your own pace. Smooth and easy. One more breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest. If you have a prop, you can move it out of the way. If your legs were up the literal wall, then coming over onto your side, and then coming to a space where you can stretch all the way out. We're going to come into our final pose, our relaxation pose, or Shavasana. And let's extend the legs all the way straight out. Arms down by your sides. And maybe lift up the shoulders and tuck the shoulder blades closer together if that's comfortable. Getting any last little wiggles out. And again, if you have a chair and you want to use a chair, you're welcome to do that, or your bolster, or whatever feels the most comfortable for you. I'm actually going to take this blanket and put it under my head. And I usually sit up for Shavasana, and tonight I'm going to join you. So let's go back to that image of the moon and drawing that soft glowing energy down to you, to the heart, or wherever you feel that connection to the moon. And let that soft silvery light energize you and relax you at the same time. We'll relax the joints tonight, starting with the toes. Relax the toes. Relax the ankles. Relax the knees. Relax the hip joints. Relax the spine from the tailbone all the way up into the base of the skull. Relax the shoulders. Relax the elbows. Relax the wrists. Relax the fingers. Relax the jaw. And smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. If you'd like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. Take a moment here to get ready to come up. We're going to inhale, coming up to a comfortable seated position. And to send you off into this beautiful, glorious evening, let's finish with a breath of joy. So we're going to start with the hands at the heart. We inhale, hands down, all the way up, fingertips touch, and then exhale, hands come all the way down and back to the heart. We'll do that 3 times. Here we go. Inhale, fingertips touch, exhale, all the way back down to the heart. Again, inhale, and exhale. And one more. Inhale, and exhale. And hands, palms together, back at the heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and enjoy. Good night.